High vibrations, sweet babies. Okay, so I am here shuffling some cards for you, just reading into this energy right now. There is a lot of energy in this situation. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. There's a lot of like activity and energy, and like to me, it feels like that sort of stillness, that slowness, that pause that we were feeling, especially around the time of the total lunar eclipse, it is no longer okay. A call is coming through. Interesting. I'm getting so many different symbols all at once. It's kind of wild. You are going to receive some kind of contact, there might be a phone call, there might be a letter. I'm seeing a wedding invitation might be of importance at some point. But it very much seems like there is contact that's trying to be made with you. And there's some very fated, very karmic, I don't even want to say karmic, I just want to say like very high vibrational divine types, like counterparts in this situation. I do feel as though this is I feel like you're in contact and having conversations with like many different people at the moment, and just it kind of feels very exciting, and it feels very fun, and it feels like there's a lot of potential and possibility, which is great. But I think that there's like a specific person in which you really need to be preserving your energy around. Like, don't spread yourself too thin is sort of the message that I'm getting, of just like make sure you are tapped into your like divine abundance. Like your options for success, for healing, for healing your creative energy. I'm definitely seeing like connecting to divine feminine energy is really important to you, and like those things are all within your reach and within I'm seeing a lot of circles, a lot of full circle moments, a lot of like maybe cyclical things going on here. You know, I said before, like femininity is cyclical, and there's really nothing to be fearful with that, right? So it kind of just seems like you are in this place of things coming full circle, maybe looking at cycles, looking at possibility of what is, there and available for your journey. I see a lot of healing with feminine energy, divine feminine symbolism here for sure. And it just feels like you know that you need to be very cautious and very protective and very aware of the energy that you have and what you focus on, because this is really going to like supercharge your possibilities, your ability to create things, your ability to like create just in general, manifest, your ability to just like have an idea come to your mind and then, you know, bring it into existence. Like you're tapping into that sort of like magician energy. The more that you really focus in and harness your energy, and you're very cautious with your energy, specifically seeing like who you're communicating with, who you're talking to, like don't spread yourself too thin. And it's really interesting because in one of my like networking apps that I have for my modeling job, I switched my membership, and now I have only like 100 monthly out of network messages that I can send. And I'm like, 100 seems like a lot, but when you're a model, you're kind of used to just getting rejected a whole bunch. So when you're putting yourself out there for jobs, like the amount of messages that you have to send, put yourself out there for in order to actually land the gigs that you do get is pretty high. So I was like, wow, I need to be kind of strategic about how many messages I send out and like who I'm really sending them to. Do I really see a potential for this to be fruitful for me? Is this, you know, a good utilization of my resources? And it kind of speaks to this energy of just like, don't spread yourself too thin. Be aware of like the fact that you only have so much energy and so much focus to offer, you know, out around you. And like when it comes down to it, you having this sense of like self-worth, yes, manifest exactly. Tell the universe exactly what you want. And actually somebody in my messages was like, yes, exactly is the key word. And I just love that it came out because it's like, be specific. Like, know that your possibilities are endless, but it's also like very important in order to be in co-creation with the divine that you're very specific and you have a bullseye and like a focal point. And I is significant here. Third eye might be opening for some people. And you're really, let me see. Like Kundalini, whoop, 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 whoop. Lots of cards just wanted to come out. Kundalini, healing, Kundalini energy. Like that comes with a lot of sacral, sexuality healing, which I know some of us were on that journey a while back. I mentioned it a couple of times, actually. But okay, so yeah, I mean, they're not even okay. It just really seems like a really good energy is coming from this reading. If I'm gonna be completely honest, it feels so juicy. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, and cycles came out as I was just shuffling those cards in my other deck. Full circle, faded, karma, something ending and something beginning. But it just to me seems like you're very much in this like full circle, embracing the cyclical nature of your journey, understanding there is something to be said about like circles. You can go down a whole rabbit hole, to be honest, if you want to like look into like sacred geo and like circles and how they show up through ancient artwork and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm seeing that you're really protecting your energy right now, being mindful of what you're giving energy to. And really giving energy to your journey, to feeling into feeling the feelings of the journey, feeling the mysticism of the journey, feeling the abundance of the journey. Like I was saying, there's definitely this energy here of you're tapping into your like abundant energy of like, oh, okay, yeah, I can make things happen, and I can create possibilities for myself. I can actually achieve many things. And what I'm seeing here, I hate to spoil the ending, but I really do see that your guardians are like, your guardian angels, ancestors, your guides are like really fucking happy, right? Like the energy feels so sweet and so light and so balanced. And you know what's interesting is I'm hearing sirens, and in a lot of symbolism, like sirens represent like guilt usually, but what I have here in the cards is an ambulance, and it's representing healing. And I think the siren is representing to me right now, sometimes there is like an element of like sadness that comes with healing. And we talked about like an ego death experience around the 3-3 portal and all of the other astrological things that were happening during that time that really contributed to this feeling of like needing to grieve. And there is, I really feel like this, yeah, like things are healing. Things are definitely healing. You're feeling this movement. You're feeling this forward motion. You're feeling like you're able to find a little bit more flow with your journey. And planting seeds is important. And I feel like if you've had any moments of feeling really low, or let's say like really dark, the seed doesn't know sometimes that it's actually just in the fertile soil of its life and about to poke its head through the rich nutrients of the earth and bloom, you know, and it can blossom into so many different things. And there's some indications here for giving it time, letting things flow, everything in divine timing. I do see that something here is serious for you, and you are very committed to this thing. And during the time of Mercury retrograde, I really do think you're going to receive. Actually, I want a little more clarity around Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is asking you to, go through the flow with what's happening in your journey right now. Give things time, have patience. This is sort of like giving me one day at a time energy. Okay. So with the Mercury retrograde, it seems as though there's some money indications going on here. Some recovery symbols. Okay, yeah, definitely some money symbolism and feeling like somebody might be afraid of getting used. Somebody is afraid of like the element of money being involved in something, having to ask for money or ask for help in some way. And it's Labyrinth came out here twice. Just keep moving forward on your journey, one foot in front of the other, and things are going to unfold and make more sense to you as you continue to just flow with this journey. And it is a little scary sometimes, because it does seem like someone's not sure what the outcome of this situation is going to be. Someone doesn't know what to expect. And it's important to move with intention and integrity when you aren't exactly sure what you're going to, like if you're going into the unknown. Okay, so then think and refer to what you do know, because if you know that the laws of the universe say that law of attraction, you get most things in a similar frequency that you put off into the universe yourself. So if you have no idea what to expect, if you are feeling like you're turning a corner and it's like, what am I about to walk into? It's probably best that you put your best energy and your best intentions out and see what you end up vibrating with and what things are on the right wavelength, to match up and meet with you. So then, boom, there you go. At least you're going to be in a more grounded place to handle the situation of the unknown. Because at the end of the day, it does feel like with this partial solar eclipse energy, it does feel like a very like what's about to happen. Like, it's just so beautiful when you really think about like the symbolism and the innate connection of all things. But yeah, truly there is this feeling of just like be patient and move with integrity, move as you have been, understand that you have unlimited potential to literally manifest and create beautiful things for yourself. You have so many beautiful possibilities for yourself. Whatever you focus on, expands, right? So what is that saying? Whatever you give your energy to is what really grows. So try to continue to stay in this very like beautiful energy of trusting in the cycle of life, trusting in, I'm feeling like, yes, circles. I don't know. I did tell you, there's a lot of activity behind this reading. There's like a lot of energy to this. And as we go through this solar eclipse, I am seeing like, yes, 57 is showing up, and it's asking you to like believe in your greatest and highest good. Believe in miracles happening. Miracles do in fact happen. There's plenty of instances all over the place of things that are inexplicable, that are just like beyond comprehension, but yet they happen. And I need you to tap into that energy of like, when I really harness my energy, when I really heal my energy, when I'm really connected to my sacral space and being that creator of my life, when I am really aware of how sacred my energy is and how sacred my journey is and how abundant and fruitful and prosperous my journey can be when I am achieving these things, that, and knowing that I can achieve these things, right? Having that trust and belief in your journey that you can achieve what you set your focus on, that you can achieve what you set your energy to. And I feel as though there's what you're really going to find yourself having, whether this is what you want, I don't know. This is just what the cards are literally showing. It definitely seems like a really fun time in your life. I see a really fun time where you are connecting with maybe a specific person, but it is in a very lighthearted and really fun. It seems sweet, it seems jovial, it seems joyful, it seems really balanced. This might be somebody who feels like the yin to your yang. Like, this might be somebody who feels like your twin flame, like your like twin soul, where it's just like, I look at this person and like I just see my twin in them, and they just reflect back at me such an interesting version of myself, and like I just get them, like that's sort of the feeling. I see that you're going to be very much in surrender and in flow, and that's like kind of the caveat, right, of like being in flow with your life means that you have to surrender to the process and surrender to just the way things are sometimes. And we want to be very much in control, for good reason, of our lives and feel like we are steering our ship and know where things are heading and what we need to be doing. But sometimes life just really puts some inconceivable situations in our paths. And I think sometimes, like, really life is, what is it? There's like a quote and it goes, what makes the man, or something along the line. But like, what really shows your character is how you are able to handle those, challenges, hiccups, obstacles, twists and turns, and what have you. And it really speaks to who you are. And when we're able to really, as I've been seeing, you're kind of in the cards doing a lot more of, especially after being in that place of feeling very frozen. I feel like there was an element of like, just like, let go and let God, like Jesus take the wheel type of a thing that happened. And when you decided that and you like accepted that sort of place of surrender, that's where things started to find a little bit more flow and a little bit more movement, and you might be feeling more balanced. I also see that you're probably feeling like very in tune right now spiritually, or with your intuition, with your inner world. You might be getting a lot of synchronicities, a lot of angel numbers. I'm definitely getting that somebody here is like probably going through like a spiritual journey, and a spiritual awakening, or some kind of like ascension, or whatever you want to call it. Really, it's just like an experience where you're deepening your relationship to life and to the spiritual nature of life. And because we are all created by the divine, that means that it's deepening our relationship to literally all of the divine and God's creation, if you will. So it feels as though in the cards here, like you might be somebody who is really feeling into that right now. And it's fun. Like, it's a fun place to be able to operate from, like, your magic and your bliss. And I feel as though, like, there was a shedding of skin and a letting go in some way, some form that had to happen in order for you to get to that place of, like, trust and surrender to the process and to your highest and greatest good. And it just seems like you're making the right choices, is what I'm kind of feeling. Like, you're making the right choices for your highest self. You really gave it up to your highest power, and you're just in that place of trust and in faith. And the universe is responding to that. And your angels, your ancestors, and your guides really want to bring in a lot of joy, a lot of fun, a lot of playfulness. Flamingos, you and somebody may ruffle some feathers. You may be a little bit of... It's giving such, like, two peas in a pod, like, lots of laughter, lots of joy, lots of smiling, just, like, a lot of feeling like y'all just are... I don't know how to just... Yeah, like two freaking peas in a pod. And you bring each other a lot of, I would say, opposition. As much as you guys are very much twin souls, you also just, like, move differently, think about things differently, but there's just, like, such a balance that shows up between you. And it's just, like, it feels so fluid, it feels so natural, and it feels really easy to just, like, surrender, like, give in to this connection. And yeah, angel numbers 1212, 1111, 27 are showing up. Keep doing your self-care. When it comes to your when it comes to your angel numbers or your synchronicities that you're having happen, yeah, Spirit did want me to speak on this. Like, it might be like where you're thinking of things and then someone literally says those things out loud in, like, a next moment or a couple hours later. Or you might have instances where even things like algorithms or on the TV, like, any real pagan, or energy reader will tell you that, like, everything's algorithms, baby. It's all pattern recognition at the end of the day. So, like, magic is pattern recognition. Algorithms are, in a sense, like, pattern recognition, and kind of can help you feel into just, like, the literal sense of what synchronicities are like. It's a very, like, blatant, in-your-face version of synchronicities. And it's like, okay, if, like, kind of bring that outside of the technology. Bring that into what you're seeing when you're out and about. Really be listening when people are saying things, because you might be bamboozled when you realize, like, just how much the universe is interacting and in communication with you. And actually, it's funny that I said that, because at the start of this reading, it was all like, something's trying to connect with you. And honestly, it might just be the universe. It might just be spirit. Because it really feels so beautiful. It really feels so divine. And it feels like you put out that receptivity as of lately, and it feels like the universe is like, ring a ding ding, like, you rang, like, yes, I'm here. Let's communicate. You prayed about these things. You have guardian angels looking after you on your journey. Like, let's give you what you know, what you need and what you deserve. You're not crazy is one of the symbolisms that came out. So if you're seeing a lot of synchronicities, if you're feeling like you're having what the fuck kind of moments, like how, what? Like, did they really just say that? You're not crazy. The divine is making a lot of things move and happen in order for these things and these synchronicities to occur. I like to think sometimes, like, I went to the gas station the other day before my gig, and somebody was literally saying something to the cashier that was like straight out of what I wrote in my manifestation journal. And I'm just like, what are the odds that I would decide to leave at the moment that I decided to leave, got stuck at that red light, missed that red light, got through the green on that one, turned here, got here at the same time as somebody else who brushed their teeth, combed their hair, got dressed, had their breakfast, made all of these choices in order to end up at this gas station at the same exact time that I did, to say exactly what I wrote down in my journal, word for word. These things are not to be taken lightly, my dear. These things are it. Like, that's it. You're in connection, babe. Like, that's where you tap into what you've always felt flickering inside of you. And you've always felt this ability to create, what I'm hearing is like the life that you've always wanted for yourself. And it feels as though you're really just connecting to like your own abilities to manifest. And this is probably a lot easier now that you have maybe stopped suppressing some things, because the opposite of suppression, oppression, is expression. So now that things have been expressed, now that things have been released, now that things have been let go of, you're acting in this higher vibration so that you can actually see things take shape and manifest, and the possibilities, and just how actually like divine and fated your journey truly is. What a beautiful reading. What a beautiful energy here. I love this for you. And like I said, us models, we get rejected quite a bit. You gotta have thick skin. Oh, planting seeds. There it was again. So, I think I've just kind of gotten used to putting myself out there, and just maybe that adds to the confidence of being able to like go out, walk on catwalks, runways, stand on set, do all the crazy things that us models are challenged to do. But we have to also go through a lot of like sting, and a lot of like being told that our look isn't right, or, oh, you could change this, or you'd be a little bit better if you did that. It's just, we put ourselves out there for ridicule, essentially. And I think we're just, able to, take a little bit more chances. And we have a little bit more of like a stronger, for the most part, we can have a little bit of a stronger aura and just be like, this is me. You either accept me for this booking or you move on to somebody else. But I just, 1212 is showing up. That's funny. It just kind of feels as though you really have to, you miss 100% of the chances that you don't take, is a message that wanted to come through as well earlier. And you're now tapping into like that energy of like, okay, if I just like put myself out there, if I just, connect to my highest self, like I'm able to see these things happen and these things take shape. And yeah, but that doesn't come without sometimes taking some calculated risks. And right now, just continue to move with integrity, follow your bliss, and surrender the hows to the divine, and just focus truly on the what, exactly what it is. Tell the universe exactly what it is that you want, right? Okay. Lots of loving.